Well, how you doing, everybody? I'm Nina Taylor here with this week's Gospel News. This week, I want to talk about the famous Williams brothers. Let's start off by talking about Melvin. Now, he had founded the group along with his brothers and his father, Leon Williams, back in 1960. Melvin Williams is also known for many of his solo releases. He has had many songs that he has composed and produced. Now, he's from Mississippi and he started his solo singing career in 1988. Now, the song was called Back to the Cross, for which he wrote most of the material along with his siblings. Now, the album peaked at number 6 on Billboard's gospel charts. Now, later on, he issued many other songs on Blackberry. That's the label that was founded by him and his brother Doug. Now, among them were the song Never Seen Your Face, which was issued in 1998, and Crazy Like Love and Love Like Crazy. Two different songs, both released on the same day in 2007. Now, in 2017, he released Where I Started From. This one was for New Day Records. Now, Williams has been acknowledged with many Grammy nominations, Stellars, and Doves. So, this Mississippi native has had an extensive and beautiful career in gospel music. Let's go on to his brother, Doug Williams. Doug Williams also as a member of the famous Williams Brothers group, but also has had a solo career with lots of success. He's considered a contemporary gospel singer, songwriter, and producer, just like his brother, from a long time Billboard chart topping family. Now, he began singing professionally as a child in the late 50s. Now, which will become now the Williams Brothers. They were formed in 1960, which I said earlier, along with his brothers Leonard and Melvin, and also their cousin, Henry Green. Now, the group would go on to add several other members over the years. They released more than 40 albums. They were also inducted into the International Gospel Music Hall of Fame. Now, as a solo artist, Williams found critical and commercial success from his very first album, which hit in 1995. Heart Songs, released by the family's Blackberry Records. It was nominated for Best Contemporary R&B Gospel Album at the next year's Grammys. It made it all the way to the top 20 of the Billboard's Gospel Albums charts. He also found ongoing work as a producer with gospel artists, but like the Mighty Clouds of Joy, the Jackson Southernaires, and Willie Norwood. In 1997, he released an album called Duets with his brother Melvin, then a second solo album, When Mercy Found Me, which came out in 1999. They both hit the U.S. Gospel Album charts. Duets 2 came out in 2004. This was a live album simply titled Live. It was in 2009. Now, in the meantime, the Williams continued to work behind the scenes in the gospel industry as well, contributing to songs, productions, and performances to other artists and albums, and running the family's huge record label. Now, in the late 2015, the passionate ballad All of Me appeared from the album Crossover, which was in mid 2016. Now, Doug Williams will continue his involvement in the music industry, although he did retire in 2019 as the CEO and president of Blackberry Records. Now, that went into effect on April 1st, 2019. Everybody was like, is this real? Anyway, Williams was instrumental in signing such artists as Bishop Paul S. Morton, the Canton Spirituals, of course, the Williams Brothers, and the list just goes on and on. Now, Williams says, we've had an incredible 28 years and made some history along the way. However, God is leading me in other directions at this time in my life. All right, so best of luck to him. Now, the Williams Brothers, now we're talking about the entire group, alternately known. Now, when they were little, they were called the Little Williams Brothers, and then the sensational Williams Brothers, formed in 1960 with the siblings. Now, they're originally from Smithville, Mississippi, inspired by fellow gospel groups like the Dixie Hummingbirds and, of course, the Mighty Clouds of Joy. The Williams Brothers were veteran performers by the time they were in their teens. Okay, and in 1974's What's Wrong with People Today for ABC Songbird Records. Now, during the remainder of the 70s and throughout the 80s, the group released albums for record labels like Savoy Records, Myrrh, and of course, Malaco. Most of their sets either topped or came close to topping the Billboard Gospel Albums charts, including 1985's Bless, which went all the way to number one. In 1992, the group, like I said, founded Blackberry Records, and their recording rate rapidly accelerated from the early 90s and through the mid 2010s. They released over 24 albums and maintained their presence on the gospel charts with releases like 1994's chart-topping Grammy Award nominated In This Place, 2003's Grammy Award nominated The Album Still Here, and of course 2009's Grammy Award nominated The Journey Continues. All right, now their work has also been rewarded with almost 20 Stellar Awards and numerous nominations for Dove Awards. Together and individually, they've collaborated with the likes of the Winans, Stevie Wonder, Rance Allen, and John P. Key. In 2017, they returned with their studio album, which was called Timeless, featuring the single What God Does. Awesome. Isabel Davis, she's a pastor and contemporary Christian recording artist based out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, she was born in San Antonio, Texas. She was brought up by parents who were heavily involved in the local Christian World Worship Center. She started singing as a toddler, really a few years after that, she became the center's worship pastor, and she and her husband moved to New Orleans, where she joined the City of Love Church. Now, within 5 years, she was named the church's worship pastor, and it was around that time that she released her first hit single, The Call. All right. Now, let's move on to the top music in the gospel industry. You already know. Number 10, Zacardi Cortez, still hanging out in the countdown with his song You've Been Good to Me. It did make it all the way to number 1. Now at number 10, number 9, Finished by Tamela Mann. Yes, she is back. And you know what she does. She slowly makes her way all the way to the top spot. We'll see how this one does in weeks to come. Number 8, this is probably my favorite song in the countdown this week, Smokey Norfolk with I Still Have You. Just love it, love it, love it. That's at number 8 this week. 7 from Dietrich Haddon, Here Comes the Joy. You know how he does. He just keeps on cranking out one hit after the other, just like this lady who's in number 6 this week. Goodness of God from CeCe Winans. She just came off a huge song and another huge song in the making. Number 5, Lord, I Hear You from Lucinda Moore. Lucinda, what a pretty name. All right, number 4, from J.J. Harrison. This song is a good 11 plus minutes long. We did have to cut it down just a little bit. It's called Thankful from J.J. Harrison, solo artist. Number 3, Your World, Jonathan McReynolds. What can we say about Jonathan McReynolds that has not been said by people from all over the world? He is absolutely a genius. Love this song so much. Your World at number 3 is down just a little bit. It was at number 1 for 4 weeks. So far, he has the record for 2023 for the most number 1s. All right. And that's this song at 4 weeks. Songs don't stay on the charts for 10 weeks, 12 weeks at number 1 like they used to. You're lucky if you get 2 weeks. Okay. Number 2, Call on the Name. This song has been slowly making its way up to the top 5. And here it is at number 2, Marcus Jordan. So very happy for him. This song is probably I was thinking that he would be number 1 this week, but we'll see. We're just going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that he makes his way to the number 1 spot. I really want to see him get there with this great song, Call on the Name, at number 2. And number 1, of course, he just has one hit after the other. The incredible Ty Tribbett, with his song New, has made its way all the way to the top spot on the charts this week. So congratulations to Ty Tribbett. All right, again, my name is Nina Taylor. If you want to connect with me, I'd love for you to do so on all social media outlets. You can do that real simple by going to my website at msninataylor.com. All right, until next time, I thank you so much for joining me for the Gospel News. Back to you, Doctor.